Hey y'all, as you just saw in that little montage, I got the car as clean as I can basically get it. Washed it, clay barred it, and then used that like water spot remover just to get all the little grimy hard spots off of it, or as best as I could. The only thing that's left really is just to like polish it or buff it or compound it or something. I'm total noob at this. I don't even know the terminology. I really do. I'm gonna have to research this for what's available, but take it from me, like if I can do it, you can do it. Luckily the car's white. It's gonna look pretty decent no matter what. It probably looks really good right now, but the paint, I'll show you, the paint is just dead and dull, and that's what I want to bring back. Ignore the hood, that's just garbage paint on an FRP hood. This is just dead and dull. There's no, maybe right on the edge there you can see a little bit of shine, but there's just nothing. Like looking down the car, it just looks like chalk white basically. You can barely see some reflection off the top right now. Again, it's pretty hammered and weathered, but it's gonna clean up pretty good. I'm confident in that. Like I said, like the body's straight. We got a good base to work with. We just gotta bring that dead paint back to life. Man, the hood, you can't even tell how bad it looks, but just as much of the exterior refresh and final assembly as we can do, and it's gonna be looking like a complete finished good looking car, I think. So yeah, let's get after it. You can see behind me there's a package that's very easy to guess what it is, and that's because we're gonna start with the hood, and I'll show you why. So the hood on the car currently is an OEM like FRP style hood. So yes, it is all, very light, and that is the best thing about it. Downsides are many though. It's been resprayed OEM, championship white, but it's a really, really bad job. Like it's really, really heavy texture-y. It doesn't match the white of the car, so that is what it is anyway. You can see the like splintering here. That's because every time to shut it on the hood latch, it just takes so much force that like it just bends and warps the hood. It's hard to shut. You can see like here it's starting to delaminate both corners, so it's just kind of falling apart. The major thing about this hood and why I can't use it is in order to pass shotgun with an aftermarket hood, you need some sort of like locking, latching hood pins. I don't think the standard cheap pin style works. It's got to be like arrow catches. Arrow catches are cool and fine, but money spent on those plus still having this hood that I'm really not super happy with, it was just made more sense to buy a separate hood. Alright, now I don't know how it looks for you guys, but if you're saying, wait a second Steve, that hood looks silver and not white, I'm kind of saying the same thing, so you know how it happens. It's late at night, you can't see that well, you kind of turn the brightness on your phone, and then you start swiping right and like everything looks good, and then you go push to like initiate contact, and then you end up with something you're not expecting. So yeah, this is indeed a silver hood. It's from like a DC1. This thing is gonna pass shotgun, and that's all I really care about right now. Yeah, I had no idea it was silver. Let's get Shio and let's get this thing on the car. What you got going on here? What is that? Well, there you go. What do you think? It could be a worse color. Kind of adds some contrast. So as you can see, the light spots, there is like paint fade, clear coat fade. I don't know what'll come back. I think the clear coat's all gone. It's just down to wearing the color away. This, unfortunately, I think happened in shipping. There's a little tiny one there, a little one there. So the big draw for this hood was it was all straight. It looked like, I thought it was white, but also it was only 2,000 yen, so like 20 bucks or whatever. The downside is shipping came out to be 10,000 yen, so it was 12,000 yen total, which is basically the price of hood pins for that thing. But I still would have had to modify it, and I still not in love with that hood. So I think for now this is gonna do the job, but here's the best part. This is kind of all I wanted. Oh man, it's way heavier, but just the very secure latching ability of it, looks kind of cool. Adds a little contrast, so we'll figure out what to do in the future, but for now, golden. And it's been a few episodes since we've seen the engine bay, and if you're tuning in for the first time, ta-da, at least it looks pretty good still. Haven't touched anything in a while. But we do have some very, very small upgrades hinting at this area here coming for it. Yep, so satisfying. Today is finally the day. You can see we got the weather for it. It's just overcast, and it's supposed to be overcast and cool all day. So I'm not gonna miss this chance because I don't have a covered parking area. We're doing the paint, you know, correction, buffing, polishing, whatever. I used to always rely on my older brother, Greg, to do all this for me. So I've watched him do it a couple times. So hopefully I don't screw it up too bad. And I watched some little YouTube videos. But yeah, here's what we got supplies wise. So we have one Astro Products polisher, you know, the JDM Harbor Freight. And then our compound, step one, I guess, is 3M. And this is, it says hard one. It's a two-step process. This number, if you look it up, 5982, I believe this is a, you know, Japan-specific product number because I cannot find any English information on this thing, but Japanese YouTube showed it working pretty well. We have, again, Astro Products sponge pad, and this is a medium grip. So, and then part two, this is, yeah, 3M hard number 2. So they rate this at like a 2 to 3,000 grit, you know, coarseness or whatever, and this is a 4,000. There's one more above that that's just like a polish, I believe, but yeah, the results were looking pretty good with just this combo. If it's a little heavier, hit it with this. If it's a little lighter, you can do a whole car with that. Just depends on the situation. And then, yep, we got our big black soft sponge. So really simple. All together, this was about 20,000 yen, or like, we'll just say $200 to make it easy. So yeah, I just went quality on the compound, and then we'll see how it goes. Our van really needs some love as well, so I thought this would be perfect just to practice on this car, practice on our van, and then in the future, you know, like I can try some new product or stuff like that. But I think this is gonna be pretty good. The results I saw online were looking really promising. So yeah, I'm gonna get you guys set up on the tripod. I'm gonna get the audiobook rolling, and we'll see what we can do with this. Yeah, I don't think I need to go with the more aggressive stuff. This is doing really well. You can see the difference here, hopefully. Like just dead and dull, and yeah, more shine. Yeah, definitely a noticeable difference in person. There's no pearl in it, so it's not gonna have any shine or shimmer like that. So far, it's actually really coming back. You can see, hey, we have actual reflection now. Well, the camera or the battery was, I don't know, throwing errors and just randomly shutting off, so I don't know what I got for footage, but I got this whole side done. The driver's side's done. You can see a nice shine on there. I ended up switching over to the number 1 compound and the little more aggressive pad, and it cut, like, you could tell it was just cutting a lot faster, or, you know, whatever it's doing, polishing a lot faster. So this was like the number 2 stuff. It feels good. It was just taking longer, and this is number 1. The finish, I don't know, it's just a white car, so the details probably can't be seen, but maybe on another car you'll be able to see the difference. But yeah, that's a pretty good look at it. Dead paint and shined up paint. And I did this half of the roof as well. Again, not sure what's really visible on camera. Alright, so I want to comment about the taillights because these are literally the first things I bought for the car. That's how much, you know, like those were going bye-bye from day one. But this was also one of the first times I got really hosed by a seller on Yahoo Auctions in recent history. Doesn't happen much. This was the original set that I purchased. It was a mega deal. The seller said it only had, you know, light scratches and kind of normal wear. When it showed up, we had a crack here, a full crack here, and the listing, like I said, just said light scratches, blah blah blah. So misrepresented, and I just kind of gave up on it at that point. Said screw it, whatever, I'll do it later. This one came up recently as just a single, so I bought that, and luckily the reds match. Technically 96 spec and 98 spec I think have different color reds, like one's darker, one's lighter. These I think must be from the same generation. Pretty sure these are 98 spec. Maybe you guys can tell better just by looking at them. But anyway, stock tails are on. Just want to say sometimes it does happen on Yahoo. You just got to be careful. I always try and get that bargain, and this time the bargain burned me. Luckily these were only like $50 for the pair, which is incredibly cheap, and maybe I should have known better, but the seller kind of just posted just hazy of enough pictures that I could not tell better, and so there I was later paying $50 to get one light. So anyway, that's that for the taillights. So 2 coats of the trim, blackener, restore, plastic restore, and you can see like haven't done here, and then it transitions to over here. Not sure how it looks on camera. In person it's like it's a hair darker. I'm gonna do it anyway, hopefully it'll protect it or something, but you can feel there's a texture difference, smooth over here, and then where I haven't done it, it's really gritty and stuff. So it seems like it's putting something in the plastic. A little side-to-side comparison on the quarter glass. This is 2 coats versus untouched. Maybe it's just hard to see in the light. I can't tell. In person, it's just a hair darker with the treatment. And if you're doing the same thing, this is like basically flat black, or that's a shiny erase black. So basically flat black, standard home center stuff. You can find this anywhere, but that's the type of black. It's freshly painted wiper arms and new wiper blades. Looks really good. And those wiper blades I literally bought the day after I bought the car, so they've been sitting for almost a year now. Man, so checking all those off really feels good. Yeah, I made that, what, 3 months ago now? So that's just my plan for like finishing up the car, and here we are. Yeah, that just feels good. All right, just out test driving it before shock end. It's kind of final shock end prep. I just wanted to stop and take a look at it, show you guys kind of the pre-shock end state included in this video. And you can see the paint, the sun's finally out, new little backdrop and stuff like that. Still kind of sneaking around street sharking it. You gotta get the slash plates tomorrow. But yeah, you can see in the sunlight here, the paint's actually kind of shining, which is pretty cool. Wheels are looking good on it. Just looks like a totally different car. The hood's whatever, but biggest change, which you guys will appreciate, new taillights are on there, and they are looking just, you know, OEM fresh. This exhaust is so quiet, so good. No one's gonna get, you know, ruffled by it driving around the neighborhood. And yeah, the headlights shined up. You can kind of see them there. Still a little yellowed because it's just in the plastic, but otherwise cleaned up. So yeah, for now, really happy with where it's at exterior wise. I'm really pleased that the paint came back to life because it was just dead. I could go one, I did the more aggressive compound on everything. I still could go with more of a, you know, the second step, which is more the polishing step, and maybe get some of the swirls and stuff out of there. But it's a white car, so you just can't see, and even doing it, it was really hard to tell like what I was doing because it was cloudy. Couldn't make a difference of like where I was going, how much I've been in one spot. For a first time polishing a car, I think it turned out really well. Totally pleased with the overall result, and it was quite easy, just time consuming. So yeah, you can see how that's really nice right there. I do need to coat the car, put something on it to protect it. For now, I'm just really pleased with how it's looking overall. Oh man, I gotta apologize guys. You can see I got the car all wide open and everything. We've had a typhoon move through, so it was like rain and crap weather for 4 days, the holidays, so the kids were off school. There's the state of things, not how I wanted to finish the video. You guys have to tune in next time because this thing's going to Shotgun tomorrow and I gotta finish the final prep for it. I just really ran out of time because of the weather and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Hopefully you enjoyed the transformation, and yeah, when we get this road legal next time, the journey will be complete on saving the DC2. So join me then. Thanks for watching. Much love. Be well.